welcome your Australian race reaction as Carlos Sainz wins an early retirement by Max. And wow, George Russell crashed at the end. What a statement win by Carlos Sainz. Hospital bed, surgery to a race winner, and he picks up his third Formula One victory. And wow, an early one, an early start, but Sainz wins. That is a statement victory without a drive for 25. His third win, and he will be picking up a drive. Who's going to take him? Surely someone will. A 1-2 for Ferrari in Melbourne. We jump into the start. Max made a little mistake. Sainz took the lead, and then basically Max retired with basically complaining the brake was stuck on, like driving with the handbrake on. A huge shock. And then a bit later, Lewis retired as well. Sauber once again with a poor pit stop, and Gasly picks up a 5-second penalty for crossing the line again. He did that earlier in the weekend. But wow, what a great drive by Carlos. He's been through the mill recently. Oh, fuck. Gunter's doing the interviews. Sainz, absolutely brilliant. Literally, surgery to race winner. Unbelievable performance. Fastest lap, Charles Leclerc. Star of the race, Carlos Sainz. And I'll give the race 5 out of 10. It wasn't the best race. They say we need Max out the equation for a good race. Well, that wasn't the case today. But it just gives someone a chance to win a Grand Prix, other than Max, I suppose. So let's run down the order. Carlos Sainz, P1. Warrior mentality. I mean, out of the Saudi race, had to have surgery, recovering between races, and now he's won the race. Superb Carlos Sainz. He needs a drive for 25, and at the minute, Sainz, I mean, don't forget, Sainz is winning races. He was the only driver non-Red Bull to win last season, and he's already won in the third race this season, and Charles hasn't won, so it's a really good performance. P2, Charles Leclerc, probably the best he could hope for. He's been a bit off the pace this weekend compared to Carlos. Third, Lando Norris, McLaren, back on the podium. Positive for the team. Third and fourth. Fourth comes Oscar Piastri. I thought he was going to finish on the podium at home, but team orders had to come into play as Norris was trying to hunt down Charles. Fifth, Sergio Perez. Max is out the equation. This is where they need Perez to stand up. He gets a silly penalty blocking Nico Hülkenberg, and that penalty's really cost him. It was quite a poor race by Sergio Perez. Sixth, Fernando Alonso. Massive pressure from George Russell, but typical Alonso holds his nerve and did really well. Seventh, Lance Stroll. Decent weekend. He's out-qualified Alonso, but finishes behind him in the race. Eighth, 1-1. Qualifying star. He finally gets the points he deserves. Bit of a quiet race for 1-1, but he's got points on the board, and that is what was needed. Ninth, Nico Hülkenberg. Back-to-back point finishes for the lanky German. 10th comes Kevin Magnussen. That's a big haul of points for Haas. They do go well round Melbourne, Haas F1. They've picked up 3 points as a team. That's massive. 11th, Alex Albon. The gamble did not pay off. They've basically shafted Logan Sargeant. The gamble's not worked, and Albon finishes 11th. So they may as well have just kept Sargeant in the car, because Sargent's not going to score points, and Albon's not score points. So strange all round for Williams, and a poor look. 12th, Daniel Ricciardo. He's been non-existent this weekend. 13th, Gasly. Silly penalty again, crossing the white line. I don't know why he keeps doing that. It's a standard rule. 14th, Valtteri Bottas, a long pit stop again. Sauber really need to get their pit stops working. 15th, Guan Yu Zhou looked like he was going to retire at one point. 16th, Ocon, who had a tear off in his brakes, I believe, early on. So DNF's a massive shock as Max retires on lap 3. Lewis then retires. And to top off a miserable weekend for Mercedes, George Russell puts it in the wall. And he's had a really good weekend, but it's another big mistake. We saw it at Singapore, George on the last lap. And he's hunting down Alonso. He's made another catastrophic error. And he's absolutely hammered his teammate. But now he looks like a lemon because he's put it in the wall. Yeah. Carlos Sainz, wow. What a smooth operation that was. Ironically, smooth operation given he's just had surgery. Wow, really good. Join me for driver ratings tomorrow. Yeah, finally, a different winner. Bit of spicy action. Adios.